Hello to all my insomniacs and night owls out there. If you're up this late, then you're in the right place. This is Static After Dark, and tonight we've got a special episode from a caller in Louisiana. It's my birthday, and what better way than to share that with all of you? Alright, let's get to the story. I'm from Louisiana, and before I tell the story, I know how it sounds. If somebody called me and told me this, I'd probably assume they were either making it up or spending too much time online reading about psychics or premonitions. I don't believe in any of that stuff. At least, I didn't. My birthday is June 11th. I'll be 23. Normally, I'd be excited about that, but the last 3 weeks, I've been terrified because I've been having the same nightmare. Every single night. Not a similar nightmare, not a recurring theme, the exact same nightmare. Every detail, every conversation, every sound, every injury. Nothing changes. It always starts the same way. It's my birthday. My friends have organized a surprise night out. A party bus picks us up and we're headed to some club in New Orleans. Everybody's laughing. Music is blasting. People are drinking. The lights inside the bus are flashing different colors. Everything feels normal. Happy. The kind of night you're supposed to remember forever. My best friend Ashley is there. She's wearing this leopard print club dress. It's impossible not to notice because she's obsessed with that thing in the dream. She keeps smoothing it out and making jokes about how expensive it was. At one point, she wraps an arm around my shoulder and laughs. "Birthday girl, don't you dare leave me behind tonight." Everybody laughs, including me. Then the bus hits a bump. Hard. Ashley's drink splashes all over the front of her dress. She starts yelling. Everyone starts laughing, and that's when my phone vibrates. A severe weather alert. I remember reading it every single night. Warning, severe hailstorm. The thing is, it's June, in Louisiana. Hail doesn't even make sense. Not like what's coming. I always look up from my phone just in time to see the driver glance at the windshield. Then the bus swerves. One of my friends loses their balance. They crash into the little mini bar near the back. Champagne bottles rattle, the ice buckets spill. I remember seeing an ice pick tumble across the counter. The bus swerves again. This time people stop laughing. Chunks of hail start hitting the windshield. Not little pieces, huge pieces. The sound is unbelievable, like somebody is firing rocks from a cannon. The windshield starts cracking. The driver tells everyone to sit down, but nobody listens. Then another piece of hail crashes through the part of the glass. People start screaming. The driver says he's going to pull over and wait out the storm, and for a moment, I think everything is going to be okay. Then I hear it. Metal, crashing, grinding, screaming against itself. I look out the rear window. 2 cars have collided behind us. Somehow they've become tangled together, twisted, crushed, locked into some burning mass. They're sliding down the highway behind us, rolling, throwing sparks, pieces flying off in every direction, like a giant ball of flaming wreckage. The bus speeds up. People are panicking now. Somebody's crying, somebody's praying. Then I look ahead, and I see the semi. It's always a semi. Always in the left lane, always at the exact same point in the dream. A massive piece of hail smashes through the windshield. The truck jerks violently. The trailer begins drifting sideways, across both lanes. The cars in front of us don't have enough time. One slams directly into the trailer. The explosion lights up the highway. The second car disappears beneath it. Metal folds inward like paper. Everything happens so fast. The bus driver tries to avoid it. I remember seeing his hands jerk the wheel. I remember hearing everyone scream. And then we flip. The first rollover is violent. The second is worse. The third feels impossible. People become projectiles. Glass explodes everywhere. Bodies slam into seats, into walls, into each other. The sound is something I wish I could forget. I can never forget it. The bus eventually leaves the highway, crashing into a ditch, then trees, then darkness. Every night, that's where I think the dream will end, but it never does. Because then I wake up inside the dream. The bus is upside down, or at least I think it's upside down. Everything hurts. I taste blood. The emergency lights are flashing red, and the whole bus just looks wrong. Bent, broken, like somebody twisted it. People aren't moving. Some are, but not by much. I can hear crying, whimpering, somebody begging for help. Then I see the driver. At first, I think he's hanging from the ceiling. Then I realize the bus is upside down. He's suspended by his seatbelt, motionless. I start calling for Ashley. No answer. Then I find her, face down, her hair covering her face. She's lying near the minibar. I crawl toward her. Every single night, I tell myself not to turn her over. Every single night, I do it anyway. And every single night, I see the same thing. The ice pick sticking out of her neck. Her eyes are bloodshot, one pupil larger than the other. She's still alive, barely. She's shaking, trying to speak, but all that comes out are wet, gurgling sounds. Then she starts coughing blood. I hold her. I keep telling her she's going to be okay, even though I know she isn't, because I've already seen this dozens of times. Then I hear another sound. Metal, crunching, grinding, getting closer. I look through one of the shattered windows up toward the highway, and I see it. The burning wreckage, the two vehicles still tangled together, still rolling, balanced at the edge of the embankment, as if the entire nightmare has been waiting for me to notice. Then gravity takes over. The mass begins rolling down towards the bus, towards us. I try to escape. I start climbing through the broken window. Glass slices into my palms, but I don't care. I just need to get out. I get halfway through, then I feel a hand wrap around my ankle. I slip. A hard sharp of glass tears into my thigh. The pain is so intense I can barely breathe. I look back. It's Ashley. Still alive, still holding on. Her eyes are locked onto mine, desperate, terrified, trying to say something, trying so hard. And then, just before the burning wreckage reaches us, just before everything ends, she finally manages to force out a few words. The same words, every night, every single night. Birthday girl, don't you dare leave me behind tonight. Then I wake up, covered in sweat, heart racing, unable to breathe. At first, I ignored it. Then weird things started happening. Deja vu. Conversations I'd swear I'd already heard. Moments that felt familiar, like I already lived them. Then 2 days ago, I was hanging out at Ashley's apartment. We were getting ready to go out. She was changing clothes in her bedroom, and that's when I saw it. Hanging in her closet, a leopard print club dress. The exact dress from my dream. I must have been staring because she suddenly noticed. Then she smiled, quickly shoved it toward the back of the closet, and laughed. Oops, that's for something later. I don't think I've ever felt like that before, because until then, part of me still thought I was imagining things. Now I don't know. I keep telling myself it's a coincidence, a stupid coincidence. But my birthday is tomorrow, and Ashley just texted me an hour ago. She says everyone has a surprise planned. She won't tell me what it is, only that I need to be ready by 7. Maybe I am losing my mind. Maybe stress is making me connect dots that aren't there. I hope that's what this is. I really do. Because if it isn't, then tomorrow night I'll be getting on a party bus. And if everything happens the way it does in my dreams, then I already know exactly how the night ends. I already know the weather alert. I already know the hail. I already know the crash. And I already know what Ashley says at the very end. The only thing I don't know is whether this call will sound ridiculous when you hear it, or whether it'll become evidence that I knew what was coming. I know this is like supposed to be like, it's our birthday special, but like, I'm genuinely terrified. Girl, I'm glad I don't remember any of my dreams. That should be a surprise. Alright, if you've got a creepy story that you love to share, please feel free to reach out. Just don't be surprised if something answers back. My name is Sam. I was your host for this evening, and this was Static After Dark. Alright, I have another story coming up later on this week because I post every Friday. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your evening. Bye! Whoosh.